Concord hit deep in the air to left center field. Left fielder looking up. This ball is gone. A home run. Warren sticks and deals. A pitch. Called third strike. Swing and a fly ball to left field. Base hit. Ball game is tied. McFarney gets the job done. To the backstop. And now here's to go to second. Now the time goes into right field.
You know, defensively, Mike Affronti and Sean McGill have done a great job as shortstop and catching, respectively.
Fog here, it brings a tear to my eye, or maybe that's just the humidity. Anyhow, Nick,
That's in there, called third strike. Swing and a miss, strike three. In time, he got him.
Double play on that one.
So, strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Be heating up a little.
Perhaps if the score
Might be seeing a bench-clearing brawl one of these.
The 1-0. Swing and a drive deep to left field. Way back. When he's being waved home.
Oh my goodness, that's a great catch if I ever saw one.
On the first double play. That is lookout, and the Gulls lead it 10-1. And here's the throw to the plate. He got him in time. Gulls come into this game leading the NECBL Southern Division. There's a ground
and
ball.
That one is balls in for a hit. Of course, this is baseball, as we know. Anything can happen, and it's not over till it's over.
He's ready now. The 1-2 pitch. Sets, kicks in, deals. Swing and a miss, strike three. And this ball game is over. Second out there on the first double play. What a catch. 1 run will score. Here's the throw to the plate. It is not in time.
And looks like they're trying the suicide squeeze, and it works.
At the deep left field. Way back. Way back. Send that ball to the light tower. A high fly ball. Deep to left field. Way back. Swing and a shot. Deep to left field. Swing and a high fly ball. Deep to center field. Way back. Home run. 3-run homer. Shortstop has it. Flips the second out there. The first double play. Here comes Locke. He will score. Swing and a line drive. Base hit to left field. Standing. Rounding first. Rounding second. On the way to third. Here's the throw to the plate. It is not in time.
Swing, and he strikes him out.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Call third strike. Swing and a miss, strike three.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss, strike three. So long, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome here to Cardines Field, where tonight the Newport Gulls will be taking on the Concord Quarry Dogs in the 2005 home opener. We are, of course, the Newport Gulls Television Network. I'm Nick Lima, joined, as always, by Steve Iwanski. Steve, it's great to be back here on the NGTN.
It certainly is, and we had a very exciting season last year, capped off by an exciting game in the last games of the season, and it's certainly good to be back. We got quite a little bit of a smaller crowd here tonight, but I'm sure it should be filling up later on, and everyone's excited to see the Newport Gulls start another exciting season.
That crowd will be filling in. As you remember, last year the Newport Gulls had a season attendance through 21 games of over 50,000 fans. Well, we have a great game coming up next. The Newport Gulls and the Concord Quarry Dogs are next as the 2005 season starts here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, and there's one out now here in the top of the first inning. Nick Lima.
That was a base hit.
Oh, a base hit. Sorry about that, Steve. My view obstructed by a rather ominous pole in front of me here. Happy to be with you for the second season of the NGTN. For the Concord Quarry Dogs, it's Zach Merbach standing in at first. Merbach, the left fielder. Tucker Frawley, former River Point Royal, will be standing in now. Frawley, second baseman for the Concord Quarry Dogs. This is the home opener tonight here at Cardines Field in Newport. The pitcher for the Newport Gulls is Paul Nardazzi. So a runner at first, nobody out. Top of the first inning, it's 1-0. Due Frawley. That pitch is in the air to left field. The left fielder makes the catch for the inning's first out. The runner, Merbach, will have to retreat. So,
One man down the inning now. Still a runner at first for the number 3 guy, Richard Prohl. After Prohl, it's Josh Fox. Jared Edmondson bats after him, followed by John Welch. Batting 7th is Jason Whitehouse. Joe McGee bats 8th, and Nick Vardaro bats 9th. That's the lineup for the Concord Quarry Dogs. Nadazi's pitch. Missing, low and inside ball 1. It's 1-0.
Richard Prohl goes to LaSalle College. He's a sophomore, and he's originally from Southlake, Texas.
Nadazi from the set. Instead to throw to first, and then the runner dives back in, Murbach. Runner at first. 1 out. Top of the first inning. Home number for the Newport Gulls in the 2005 season. Nadazi's once again from the set. The pitch. On the outside corner, called strike with a fastball. And the count evens up at 1-1. Paul Nadazi from the set once again. Said checks the runner at first again. Nadazi's pitch is in there, a called strike, and the count is now 1-2 to Prohl.
There's no reason why Prohl shouldn't sit back and be patient at the plate now. There's a fast runner on first, only 1 out in the inning, and he certainly doesn't want to waste his time and ground into a double play.
Sorry for the rush start to this game, too, by the way. We missed the first out. They started 7 minutes early on us. 6:35 is supposed to be the first pitch. Paul Nadazi comes to the set. The 1-2 is swung on, hit, foul back off the screen. And there's that sound effect, Steve.
That's your car, Nick.
Newport Glass.
Thank you. Well, went a whole year without hearing that sound effect in trademark trays. Runner at first. 1 out. Top the first inning. The 2-2 pitch to Prohl. Runner goes. Pitches strike 3. And they didn't give him a second run to right in the center field. Goes all the way into deep center. He's running third. He's on the way to home and scores. So the first run of the 2005 season comes off a throwing error by Gulls catcher Wendell. And it's 1-0 Concord.
Andy Wendell rushed that third a second. Murbach is a fast runner, I'm assuming. We don't know anything about him, but he seemed to be running in there pretty fast, and the throw was just over the shortstop's head, and it was just into center field, and he gunned around the bases, got home on it.
They sent him on a 2-2 pitch, and once the throw got past the second baseman, the shortstop went into center field, he ran third and scored. So 1-0. The pitch is big cut from Josh Fox. Josh is the cleanup hitter for the Concord Quarry Dogs. So 2 men down in the inning now. The Gulls tried for the strike him out, throw him out double play, and it cost him a run. The pitch on the outside corner called strike, and Paul Nadazi is ahead of Josh Fox. 0-2. The pitch. Way outside, ball 1. It's 1-2. Right down to one camera momentarily. We'll correct that. Again, my apologies for the rush pregame show. They did start 7 minutes early on us. I don't know why they did that. The next pitch. Swing and a foul off the screen near our new camera position, which is currently malfunctioning. Is it working yet? Yes, it is. It's all set, says our director, Tom Lima. I'll get it back for you. Here's the next delivery. Call, third strike. He struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Paul Nadazi. But the Concord Quarry Dogs get a run after half an inning. It's Concord 1. The Gulls coming up here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, it's 1-0 as we head to the last half of the first inning, and it's 1-0 now to the Gulls. The leadoff batter, Stephen Douglas. Douglas is the center fielder for Newport. Next pitch, missing, ball 2, and it's 2-0. The Newport Gulls. And tonight in this home opener, not a big crowd on here right now, maybe about 800 or so. More filling in. The pitch, swing and a line drive. Base hit up the left field line. And Douglas rounding first on the way to second. And he's out at second base. Tried to stretch a base hit to a double. So, Douglas is retired. He had a base hit at first. I don't see why they sent him around. It wasn't that hard hit down the left field line.
No, it wasn't, and the left fielder, Merbach, was able to get there fast enough to cut him down at second base.
It was fouled by about 2 feet. I mean, rather fair by about 2 feet down the left field line. So here's Michael Affronti returning for his second season with the Newport Gulls. The pitch, way inside. But a late strike call now, so Affronti ducked out of the way. Tried to bunt, but it's a strike anyway. 1-0 to Affronti. 0-1 to Affronti. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a ground ball chop. The shortstop has it. Fires to first. In time, got him by a step. So, 2 men up, 2 down, just like that. Here comes Blake Church. Church, designated hitter for the Newport Gulls in this 2005 season. Church, should he reach, will be followed by Jim Murphy. Then returning goes Sean McGill, the catcher. Or rather, left fielder. McGill was in left field. Eric Hagstrom would follow McGill. Then Warren Schaefer, Andy Wendell, and Brandon Leonard running out the order for the Gulls. Here's the next pitch. Missing low with looked like a splitter. Ball 1. It's 1-0.
During the school year, Blake Church plays first base, catcher, and outfield for East Tennessee State University. He's a junior this year.
Pitches on the outside corner, a called strike, and the count evens up at 1-1.
Blake Church originally hailing from Roswell, Georgia.
Bases empty, 2 out. Then next pitch from the lefty is inside. Church had to step back on that one. That lefty is, by the way, Mike Mangiardi. Or, oh, no, you tried, Steve.
Mangiardini.
Mangiardini, thank you. Mike Mangiardini, left-handed pitcher for the Concord Quarry Dogs. No other action today in the league. There is a exhibition game. We'll get you word on that later on. However, this is the only official game. Of course, Concord is in a different league than the Newport Gulls. They're in the NECBL Northern Division as Blake Church earns a 2-out walk. Newport Gulls' second base runner, of course, Douglas, was thrown out at second, trying to extend a single to a double. A runner at first. 2 outs. The pitch. Missing low, ball 1, and it's 1-0 to Jim Murphy. Murphy, first baseman for Newport.
Jim Murphy goes to school at Washington State.
Mangiardini hit throw to first, gets away, and Church advances to second. So that puts the potential tying run in scoring position for the Newport Gulls. Go ahead run at the plate in the form of Murphy. Murphy standing there. That throw to the first baseman to try and catch Church sleeping. Penalties backfired on Concord. Again, a very rushed pregame show today. In the future, we will bring you many more features in our pregame show. However, it's a first game of the season, a new crew on hand, all volunteer crew to help us out. We'll do what we can for you. Tomorrow night's Military Appreciation Night for you. We'll have that for you, I should say, on the Newport Gulls Television Network. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, ball. It's a ball. 2-0 the count on Murphy. Mangiardini. Comes to the belt, the pitch. Gets to the backstop. That'll be a pass ball. However, it looked like time was called.
No, the ball did strike Jim Murphy. Looked like on the
it hit him.
on the thigh somewhere.
So
It glanced off the front. It glanced off the front of his thighs, I think.
thank you, Steve. Not the best position here. The sun is still high in the sky this time of year. It's early June. Usually the Newport Gulls season starts about 10 days from now. Tonight is June 7th, 2005. Season getting off to an early start this summer. 21 home games for the Newport Gulls. Before the playoffs begin, they'll also be playing an exhibition against Team USA. We'll have that for you on the NGTN. So runners at first and second. Tying run at second. Go ahead, run at first. Insurance at the plate for the Gulls. 2 outs, the last half of the first inning. The pitcher's pitch is up and away, ball 1. It's 1-0. That pitcher, Mangiadini. Is that your interpretation, Steve?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Mangiadini. From the set, the pitch. Low, ball 2. It's 2-0. Once again, 2 outs. Goes. Don't want to strand a couple of runners on base here. I want to get their season off to a good start. Beautiful night here in Newport. Unlike the weather we've been having recently this past May in the 40s, it's about 80 degrees right now. That's hit in the air, deep to left field, way back, and gone, a home run. 3-run homer for Jim Murphy, and the Newport Gulls lead it 3-1. How about that to start off the season?
I have never seen a home run here at Cardines Field before, and what a way to begin the season. Right over the JT's Lumber sign. JT's Lumber.
Well, we can't do an advertising for them, but hey, how about that to start off the Newport Gulls season here with 2 outs and the last half of the first inning? Jim Murphy, cleanup hitter, cleans the bases up with a 3-run homer, puts Newport on top 3-1. So it's bases empty for Sean McGill.
Actually, that was Sean McGill.
Jim Murphy was at first, so Sean McGill, I should have said, returning Newport Gull, hits a 3-run homer in his first at-bat back at Cardines Field. Here comes Eric Hackstrom. That pitch almost hit him, ball 1. So Mangiadini, very wild here in the first. Newport leading at 3-1 already. The pitch. On the outside corner, a called strike. Carries up at 1-1. Well, that woke everybody up.
I can tell this is not going to be a pitcher's duel tonight, Nick.
Eric Hackstrom stands in the pitch. Missing high, ball 2. It's 2-1. Hackstrom, third baseman for the Newport Gulls.
Hackstrom comes from North Hills, California.
Mangiadini's pitch. Blocked by the catcher, Prawl. Hitters count now, 3-1 for Hackstrom. So Sean McGill, and his first bat back here in Newport. Sean McGill is from Wakefield, Rhode Island, by the way. Attends Boston College. The pitch is in there for a called strike.
He also, I believe, I was reading last year, has a contract with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim organization.
Also known as the Anaheim Angels. Of course, they have so many names now.
If you work for the Dodgers, that is.
Payoff pitch to Hackstrom. Here it is. Swing and a line drive. Base hit into left field. Hackstrom on with a 2-out single. That'll be the Newport Gulls' third base runner of the inning. If you don't count Stephen Douglas, who was thrown out at second, and if you don't count Jim Murphy, or rather Sean McGill, who hit that 3-run homer.
Warren Schaefer up to bat now. He'll be the 7th Gull to bat this inning.
Schaefer's second baseman for Newport in this 2005 season. Schaefer stands at the plate, the pitch, instead of the throw back to first, and Hackstrom is back standing. A defense for Concord, it's Emberson at first, Frawley at second, Vodaro at shortstop, and Welch at third. Merbeck in left, Whitehouse in center, Fox in right. The pitch, low, ball 1.
Schaefer is a sophomore at Virginia Tech University, and he originally comes from Vandergrift, Pennsylvania.
Richard Prawl is the catcher for the Concord Quarry Dogs, and tonight's starting pitcher once again is Mike Mangiadini. Mangiardini.
Mangiardini seems to be, I wouldn't say he's throwing too wild, but a lot of his pitches almost grazed the batter. We saw one that did hit Jim Murphy, but they've had to duck out of the way of a bunch of pitches today.
Throw to first, and once again, Hackstrom's back standing. So he is checking up on the runners at first. He's mentally into the game, however, probably shaken up from giving up that 3-run homer to Sean McGill. I still can't get over that. McGill, in his return to Cardane's Field, hits a 3-run homer at his first at bat. Pitch is a called strike on the outside corner.
You got to think about it from the pitcher's point of view, though. Mike Mangiardini, only a sophomore at Yale, and so he's here in his probably his first time in the NACBL, and he in the first inning of his first game he's given up a home run, 3 runs already, and he can't be happy about that. It's gonna be tough to get back on the horse.
3-1 now the count to Warren Schaefer. Hitters count, runner at first. More insurance for the Newport Gulls. There are 2 outs in the inning, but we're only in the last half of the first inning. That's hit in the air, foul, back and out of play, and there's that familiar sound effect of a car crashing.
Better call.
Newport class.
Looks like they've installed a new PA system here too.
Bridge lickers.
It's fairly loud. I'll have to disconnect that some night. Mangiardini checks the runner at first to pitch. Swinging another foul off the top of the netting, hits the fire station, breaks a couple of windows or something. I didn't see it.
Better call.
Newport class.
This may be our last game up here in the right field press box. They're supposed to be constructing a table for us behind the backstop. We'll see if that gets done.
I don't think it'll be done before tomorrow night's game, Nick.
Shouldn't be too hard. Just got to call a competitor in, build a little table. The runner goes, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So, the goals are retired, and the first inning comes to an end. However, they send 7 men to the plate,
Ladies and gentlemen,
and
it's
3 of them
now time
score.
to race the bases, sponsored
So,
by your friendly
after
neighborhood McDonald's.
1 full here at
Tonight's
Cardane's
contestants
Field, it's
are-
3-1 Gulls here on the Newport Gulls Television Network.
All right, let's get ready to race. Ready, set,
That thing is,
go!
can we disconnect that or something? Shoot it.
Wait, who's that?
Did we get the home run? They can't move that?
Wait, why aren't we running this camera right here?
What?
Why are we not running this camera right here instead?
All right. What are the? All right.
That's a really good camera.
Very good.
No, never mind, Dan. Dan, just get back in position. Never mind.
Nick, otherwise we're not going to catch anything.
What?
We're not going to catch anything.
Hey, if you want to stick.
Let's just move that thing off of there right now. Can we just move it out of the way?
What? The
Lift
fence?
it up and move it to the other side of the thing. Just
What, that thing? Yeah. Wait. What? Is that thing? Does that thing have to be there?
no.
All right, then have him move it.
That's just there to protect them.
You need about 5 guys to do it.
Screw that! No, he doesn't need that
It
there.
has spikes on it this long.
Well, 2 of them moved that
look-
across though.
And look at the thing that.
See if they can do it. See if they can do it.
Well, you need 4. You probably need.
Ray, you wanna help him out?
I'm not going up there.
You sure? Dan, you wanna help out? The 3 of you can do it.
Let me go see.
All right, do what you can. All right, who's coming up to bat?
It'll be Jared Edmondson.
It's a very awkward.
Let's go.
All right, stand by.
The 3
Make sure
of us-
that tape doesn't stop, okay? Because we're all static. Back here, once again at Cardane's Field, here in the top of the 2nd inning, is the 1-1 pitch to
Jared Edmondson.
Jared Edmondson. And here with the play-by-play in the 2nd inning is my co-announcer and comrade on the Newport Gulls Television Network, Steve Owanski.
Thank you, Nick. Edmondson, the first baseman, number 18, working on a 2-1 count right now. Jared Edmondson is a junior at St. Anselm College, comes from Johnson City, New York. Now does his pitch. And that one's low. Ball 3. Now as he looks in, working quickly, here's the pitch. And that one's in there for a strike. Full count now to Jared Edmondson.
Concord did score 1 run in the first inning. It was unearned, however. That's a swing and a line drive straight into right field, past the reach of the second baseman, Warren Schaefer. And that'll earn Jared Edmondson a single for his first hit of the season.
So a leadoff single, and the Concord Quarry Dogs are threatening here in the top of the second inning. Looks like it's going to be a back-and-forth game, Steve.
That's for sure. I don't think the pitchers are showing much strength this time. And that'll bring up John Welch, number 27, the third baseman. And checks the runner at first. Throws back. John Welch also goes to St. Anselm College. He's a sophomore, comes from Medford, Maryland. And that curveball is outside. Ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. Narduzzi looks in. Another curveball misses. Ball 2. Standing in at first, Jared Edmondson. And the catcher, Andy Wendell, will come out for a talk on the mound, probably about that runner on first, Jared Edmondson, and how they're going to play this. 2 balls now. I would assume that they can't agree on the signs, so that conference is broken up quickly. Wendell goes back to the plate. Let's see if we can concentrate on this now. Paul Narduzzi looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch, and that one is also away. Ball 3. Oh, it was 3 straight balls thrown by Paul Narduzzi. He's still got that runner on first to worry about with no outs. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. Fastball. Right down the middle. Of course, John Welch did have the green light on 3-0. Narduzzi's pitch. Swinging, that's a slow ground ball to the third baseman, and he'll fire it over to first. 1 out, but the runner advances. Eric Hagstrom was able to gobble up that slow roller past the pitcher's mound and fire to first.
Sorry about that, Steve. I think I just tried to knock your headset off there.
Not a problem. So 1 out now, and man on second, Jared Edmondson. And coming up to plate is Jason Whitehouse, the center fielder. He's going to look in for a pitch now after he just watched the ball fly over his head in the last inning for Sean McGill's 3-run homer. The pitch, fastball misses, ball 1.
The umpires, by the way, for tonight's game, it's John Leeds, the plate umpire, and looks like John Keegan is the umpire on the bases. John Leeds, of course, made the controversial call in the championship game, which wasn't too controversial on his part.
Swinging a foul ball out into the street.
Better call.
That's when second baseman for the Newport Gulls in 2004, Tommy King, was knocked down by the base runner for the Sanford Mainers and ended up going all the way to third base. And that runner ended up scoring and made a big difference in that championship game. However, the knockdown was not ruled as interference by Leeds, and he made the right call.
Swinging a line drive up into right field. We won't be able to get a view of that.
And that's gone, a home run.
It looks like it. This is going to be a hitter's game. I can tell you that. I never before last season have I seen a home run. I've seen 2 already tonight. So a 2-run homer, and it is all tied up, 3-3. As Jason Whitehouse is able to lift it into right field for the home run, bringing in Jared Edmondson.
That right field fence is about 20 feet high. At some parts in the ballpark, to protect windows of the neighbors of Cardines Field, the fence is 30 feet high.
And this ball is falling in and fires to first. What a play! What a play by the shortstop, Micah Franchi. The ball fell in. About 3 infielders crowded in there trying to get it. They're all calling for it, but Franchi was able to pick up the ball after it bounced and fired to first. What a play. Mike Affronti, of course, a fan favorite here at Cardines Field, returning from last year. So Joe McGee, the DH, was retired on that pop-up. Actually, it was a 6-3, but also here comes Nick Vardaro, the shortstop, and that one's a fastball in there for a strike. Score is now tied at 3, and we're only in the top of the second. 1 out. Paul Nardozzi working quickly. Here's the pitch. Swinging another ground ball. That one will roll foul past third base.
Tonight, of course, opening night at Cardines Field. Everybody got free magnet schedules on the way in. The crowd's starting to fill in more now. Tomorrow night's Military Appreciation Night, free admission for military personnel. Followed by Newport Gulls batting helmet night, free batting helmets the next evening. I'll probably have all 3 of those games for you on the NGTN. Steve, you'll be back on Thursday. Can't make it with us tomorrow.
That's correct. Paul Nardozzi is working on a 1-2 count now to Nick Vardaro. Here's the pitch. That one's in there. Strike 3 called. So after Paul Nardozzi gives up that 2-run homer to Jason Whitehouse, he's able to retire the next 2 batters. And we move into the bottom of the second. Score tied at 3 here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
When they strike out, you win.
And here we are once again. We move into the bottom of the second here at Cardines Field. The pitch. Count 1-1 now to the leadoff hitter, Andy Wendell, the catcher. Andy Wendell goes to Villanova. He's a sophomore, originally from Lincoln University, Pennsylvania. And that one's a strike. Wendell watches 2 strikes go by, and he'll wait for the next pitch from Mangiardini. Score tied at 3, so it's a brand new ball game here in the bottom of the second. The pitch. And that one's in the dirt. Ball 2, excuse me. The catcher will ask for a new ball. Mangiardini's pitch. Count 2-2. That one's high, ball 3, so full count now. This has not been a pitcher's night tonight, Nick, and we've seen that already. We've been through 1.5 innings already, and we've got 6 runs already scored. So
2 of them off of 5 of those runs off of home runs.
That's right. And that one is way outside, so ball 4 earns a base on balls to Andy Wendell. And the Gulls have the leadoff runner on. Up to bat now, batting 9th, number 1, Brandon Leonard, the right fielder. Brendan Leonard goes to Wheaton College up in Massachusetts. He's a sophomore, originally from Brockton, Massachusetts. Andy Wendell leads off. Here's the pitch. That one's in there, a fastball right in there for strike 1. Mangiardini looks like he has good stuff. He just needs to warm up for the season. He throws a pretty fast fastball. We don't have a radar gun here tonight, but it looks like it's getting in there pretty well.
There'll probably be a radar guns here for the NECBL All-Star game coming up this July, though. Here at Cardines Field in Newport for 2005.
He tries the 2-seam fastball again, and it lands outside, 1-1. Runner on first, nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Score tied at 3. Here's Mangiardini's pitch. That one's low, ball 2. Mangiardini, being a lefty, does not have a very good pickoff move, but Andy Wendell is staying close to the bag anyway.
Or rather, I believe that's Brandon Leonard. Or maybe Wendell. Brandon Leonard, number 1.
That's right.
It's Andy Wendell at second. Or rather at first, I should say.
Pitch to Wendell. And it looked like he was squaring for the bunt there, but it was high. Maybe he was just jumping out of the way. So 3 balls and 1 strike now to Andy Wendell. We also don't have a pitch count either, but it looks like Mangiardini's already thrown several pitches, maybe 25 pitches already for Mangiardini. Here's his pitch. And that one's high, ball 4. So two straight walks to Gulls batters here in the bottom of the second. And it doesn't look good for Mangiardini. The infielders are closing in for Conference on the mound. He is not having a good control night tonight, as he walks the first 2 batters, throwing only about 3 strikes so far this inning. And I'll bring up the Gulls leadoff hitter, the center fielder, Stephen Douglas. Douglas was retired on a ground out. Actually, Douglas got that sharp line drive down the sharp grounder, I should say, down the third baseline. He tried to stretch it into a double, and he was thrown out at second. And he'll get his chance again here with 2 runners on and no outs. Mangiardini, here's the pitch. That one's in there, a called strike. Looked like a changeup that time. Concord's second baseman, Tucker Frawley, ranging over for the shift on that play. Mangiardini's pitch. Here it is. And that one's low. Ball 1. The runners go back. Looked to me like Stephen Douglas was squaring for the bunt once again. But he's 1 strike on him now. Checks the runners. Here's the pitch. And that one's strike 2. So 1-2 the count now. After Mangiardini has walked the first 2 batters, he gets ahead of Stephen Douglas here. He looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul ball straight back into the net. We'll try again.
Well, it's a new ball game here in the third, or rather in the last half of the second. Tied 3-3.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swinging another foul ball.
You can tell on your screen there that really hit our camera position. It's good thing we got that new protective box out there for it.
Stephen Douglas is not going to let another bad pitch get by him. He's fighting to protect that strike zone. Here's the pitch. And he fouls that one back too.
Matter of fact, I knocked our camera position a little bit off. You can see a bit of the fence in there in the little right-hand corner of your screen. Sorry about that, folks. I have to submit my apologies. But we are a volunteer crew.
We just have to pray that no action of the game takes place in that bottom corner of the screen tonight.
Well, we'll pray. I certainly hope not.
Here's the pitch, the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, that looked good. It's a fastball just over the outside corner, and it's 2-2 now.
Well, real opportunity here for the Gulls with runners at first and second, nobody out. Looks like the outfield's not too far back, not deep at all in right. He's about 30 feet away from the second baseman position in right field, Fox.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one is outside. So Mangiardini, after getting ahead of Stephen Douglas, has worked himself into a full count once again, and this has a potential to load the bases on 3 straight walks, which could potentially mean the end for Mangiardini. There is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen.
Oh, how I've missed these concessions at Cardines.
And he chops at a ground ball. Should be a double play. Steps on third. And they get the out at first, too. So after Mangiardini walks the first 2 batters and then struggles with Stephen Douglas, Douglas is able to ground to third. Third baseman John Welch steps in the bag and fires to first for the double play. Actually, it looked like Stephen Douglas is not out. Or maybe he beat it out. I apologize for that, but at least the runner at third, who was Andy Wendell, is out.
Yeah, that was a strange safe call from the second place umpire. Of course, Johnny Keegan at second, covering all the bases.
That first pitch to Mike Franti is inside. Franti made a good play at shortstop in the last inning as he picked up the ball and was able to hurl it over to first for the out. And then on first and second, 1 out And Affronti goes around on that one, it looked like. 1-1 the count now. Score still tied at 3. And there are runners on first and second. Mangiardini's looking to retire the rest of the Gulls. And a swing and a miss at that one. So Affronti quickly down 1-2. I believe they're going to rule that call a fielder's choice. I think Stephen Douglas was safe there at first in that last play. Pitch, and there's a line drive into left field, excuse me, and they'll hold the runners. Bases loaded now with 1 out for the Newport Gulls.
And now the right score should be appearing on your screen, by the way. We had the wrong score up there. My apologies for that one. It should now be saying 3-3 on your screen, the new graphics that we have for this season. And bases are loaded, so that score may be changing pretty soon. Brand new piece of equipment. That graphics generator allows us to put the score and the inning up on the screen for you, along with the little NGTN logo in the corner. $800 investment for our volunteer crew.
And it does not look good for Zach Mangiardini. Big confidence on the mound now as he's loaded the bases with 1 out. Looks like they're giving the bullpen some time. Blake Church, who walked, got to second on the error by the pitcher, and later scored on Sean McGill's home run, stands in. And it looks like they'll stay with Mangiardini, at least for the moment. Bases juiced. Third base is Brandon Leonard, second Stephen Douglas, and at first Mike Affronti. Blake Church is up. He scored 1 run in the game. Got on first with a walk. Here's the pitch. Quickly swinging in, it's right to the pitcher. Oh, and he throws it away. Oh my goodness, and the pitcher, Zach Mangiardini, got the ball right to him. Easy play to the catcher at home, and he threw it over his head to the backstop, and the run was able to score, and the bases are loaded once again.
So a wild throw that'll be charged as an E1, and bases remain loaded with just 1 out. How about that one?
Yeah, it really has to be grading on him now. He's not only surrendered all the runs and given, and it looks like he is going to be taken out, I think, now. The manager's coming out. He loads the bases. He walks 2. He has 2 throwing errors in the game. And yes, that'll be it for him today. Zach Mangiardini leaving the game. Are we going out for this?
Yes, we will be going out for this one, Steve. And, well, as always, here on the NGTN, we'll come back to you in a moment. We'll tell you about the new pitcher. And we have a pitching change coming to you from Cardines Field as we continue on the Newport Gulls Television Network with a score 4-3. Once again, pitching change from Cardines Field here on the NGTN. Back here now at Cardines Field. Steve?
Yes, and here we are once again, a pitching change now. Here to tell you about the new pitcher, Nick Lima.
Thank you, Steve. That was a weird throw. Anyway, the new pitcher, by the way, is Ryan Williams. Williams, a right-handed pitcher from St. Anselm College. He's a sophomore there. His hometown is Linfield, Mass. 6'2", 190 pounds.
And his first pitch is high for ball 1. Jim Murphy, the first baseman, big Jim Murphy standing in now. He was hit by a pitch in his last at bat and later scored on Sean McGill's home run. And now the bases are loaded for him with only 1 out. Here's the pitch. And that one is high to ball 2.
2-0 the count. Well, bases loaded. How about this? Quite an opening night for the Newport Gulls and for the Concord Quarry Dogs as well.
It's going to be a long night too, Nick. That one's in there for strike 1. A lot of pitches thrown already. A lot of balls hit all over the park too.
We've got 600 minutes of tape with us. Let's see how long this goes.
This could very well be the longest game in semi-pro baseball history.
Of course, that was, well, the longest game in pro baseball history was, of course, at Pawtucket McCoy Stadium. What was that? Took place over 3 days. There was something like 30 innings.
They played 32 innings until 4 o'clock in the morning one night, and then when the team, the Rochester Red Wings, came back a couple months later, they resumed the game, and they only had to play 1 inning to finish the game off. 33 innings. Here's the pitch. And that's a 5-pitch walk. And the new pitcher, Ryan Williams, walks in a run. Now 5-3 Gulls.
So here comes Sean McGill, who hit that 3-run home run in the first inning, batting here again in the second inning. McGill returning to Cardines Field. He'd like to hit a grand slam right here. Here's the pitch.
That one's high and away. Base is still loaded. Ryan Williams has to work out of a jam that was begun by his predecessor, Mike Mongiardini. He looks in for the sign. And look at the runner on third. Here's the pitch. And that one's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count now. Still only 1 out in the inning. Mongiardini had a chance to get a runner out at home. Easy throw, and he managed to throw it over the catcher's head, Richard Prowl.
So it's Jim Murphy at first, if I'm correct, and Church at second and Affronti at third. Or is it Douglas at third and Affronti at second?
That is Affronti at third, Blake Church at second, and Jim Murphy at first.
Murphy at first.
And Sean McGill, big Sean McGill, the heavy hitter, is at the plate.
McGill was the catcher last season for the Gulls. They'll probably be a catcher later on this season, but they're still early on.
It's the pitch, and that one is high, and it's right to the shortstop. And Sean McGill is out in the play, but of course a run does come in. So now 6-3 Gulls. Sean McGill on a ground out to short.
Well, still 2 runners in scoring position, but now with 2 outs. So 6-3 Newport.
Derek Hagstrom coming up to bat now. He got a single into left in his first at bat. He will be the 8th man to bat this inning. And there are runners at second and third. Ryan Williams pitch. And that one's in there. Inside, I should say, for ball 1.
Well, Newport once again has a lead. This one's of 3 runs. They'd like to add on a few more runs here.
And that one is once again inside, ball 2.
Maybe another 3-run homer will do. We've already seen 2 home runs tonight, 1 by each team. It's about 390 feet out to deep center straight away.
That one is fouled straight back.
Better call Newport Glass, located next to
Bridge Liquors.
That is Newport Glass, located next to Bridge Liquors,
Yes,
in case
if
you didn't hear that.
Yeah. We really should disconnect that PA system for tomorrow. At least the speaker right above us. That doesn't make any sense. Put a speaker in the broadcast booth. I mean this box here in right field.
And that one, Hagstrom thought was inside, but it was in there for a strike. So the count now even at 2. 2 outs. Now Ryan Williams trying to work out of a big jam. He's already let a couple runs in. Not runs owed to him, though. A couple of them to Mongiardini. Here's the pitch. And that one is in there, strike 3. So Eric Hagstrom strands 2 runners on, but the Gulls get 3, and it is now 6-3, moving into the top of the 3rd inning here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, here on the NGTN, the Newport
All
Gulls
right,
Television
ladies and
Network.
gentlemen, please direct your attention to the third base line.
And it is the
What is it? At the top of the 3rd.
it is
Top of the 3rd inning. Here at Cardines Field. Well, your mic's fine, Steve. Don't worry about it.
And there's the pitch to the leadoff batter, Zach Mirbach. Mirbach got a single back in the 1st inning. Later scored on the error by the catcher.
Working out the technical
Wendell.
difficulties tonight.
And that one is grounded straight to second. He'll throw it to first for the first out.
It's been about a year since we've done a broadcast of this magnitude. And even with 10 people on the volunteer crew tonight, we still can't get all the technical kinks worked out. Well, we'll work on that as the season progresses. We should have at least these first 3 games of the season for you, and perhaps a couple later on in the season. And if we're lucky, we'll get every home game to you, but who knows?
That'll bring up Tucker Frawley, the second baseman.
Tucker Frawley was a key player for the River Point Royals last season. This is his second year in the NECBL. Last year, of course, Frawley and the Royals played the Newport Gulls in the NECBL Southern Division Championship Series. The Gulls won that series 2-1. The starting pitcher, Nadazi, for the Pittsburgh Panthers college team, had a 4.02 ERA, was 4-5 in 14 appearances, made 10 starts. Pitched 62 innings, gave up 66 hits, 36 runs, 28 of them earned, walked 25, struck out 66.
That's a lot of strikeouts for 10 starts. We've seen 3 already tonight.
Only hit 2 batters. That's after facing 242 batters throughout the college season.
And he's behind now, 2-1.
All those familiar grills are going behind us. Smell the hot dog.
Remember, when a Gulls player strikes out an
they
opposing
really
batter,
need to turn
you
off
win
that
a T-shirt.
PA
So let's
system. It's
cheer on
rattling
that
our
pitcher
microphone.
because you win when he wins.
Here we go.
Paul Nardozzi looks in after conferencing with his catcher, Andy Wendell. Here's the pitch. Swing. Straight into the left center field, over the head of the jumping Michael Affronti, and that is a base hit.
It was more of a bullet than a flare. It really flied in there. I couldn't even track the ball as the lights do come on here at Cardines Field. The sun's starting to creep below the horizon. Probably be easier to follow that ball once the sun sets.
Richard Prawl up to bat now. It's the catcher, number 11. It looks like the pitching coach for the Newport Gulls is out to talk to Nardozzi. He looked like he had some pretty extreme words for him. He was just gesturing pretty demonstrably.
Of course, there's the whole new team here. 4 new coaches, including a new manager, Tommy Atkinson, for the Gulls. New pitching coach. Pitching coach is a veteran, played for the Brewers. And other than McGill and Affronti, everyone else is new in the club.
That one's a high fly ball. Should be easy for the center fielder. He's coming in and he makes the catch. 2 outs now.
Some of the players played with each other on college teams earlier in the spring. A couple players from East Tennessee State and other colleges. However, for the most part, most of these players have never played a ball game with each other, except for the scant 1 or 2 practices they may have had as a team before tonight.
Right fielder,
so they'll take a few games for them to get used to each other's playing style.
Josh Farkas up to bat now. Farkas is the right fielder. Paul Nardozzi looks in. He's got a man on first, but he's already got 2 outs. He'll try to retire this one and keep the Gulls lead at 3. Here's the pitch. And he'll watch that one go by. It's outside, ball 1.
We're also working on getting higher quality cameras for you for the next game too, folks.
Here's the pitch, and Farkas swings at that one. 1-1 the count. (6-3) Gulls in the top of the 3rd. Nardozzi looks in, checks the runner at first. Throws over there. Nardozzi's 1-1 pitch. And that one is outside. Ball 2. He's got to try to get that 3rd out of the inning now. He's got a man on first. Doesn't want anything to escalate here.
Pretty good sized crowd on here now. Probably just over 1,000, maybe 1,400.
And Farkas swings at that one, fouled back. Farkas has a couple words for the umpire. John Leeds.
Tucker Frawley was going there. Decided to head back.
Well, he'll be going here too with 2 strikes and 2 outs now. He'll run on contact. The pitch outside, ball 3. So full count now as Josh Farkas has worked the count. He's able to draw a 3-2 pitch from Paul Narduzzi. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back. And here could come the Newport Gulls, Newport Glass ad.
Better call Newport Glass. Thank you.
All too frequently that ad plays. Well, we'll get rid of that PA system for the next game, rest assured, if I have to climb up there and allow it myself.
That's a sight I'd like to see, Nick. Seventh pitch of the at-bat. Here it is. And that one is ball 4. So there's a fastball a little bit high at the letters. And after 8 pitches, Josh Farkas walks.
Runners at first and second. And just like that, the tying run comes to the plate for the Concord Quarry Dogs.
And that tying run is Jared Edmondson, the first baseman.
Jared Edmondson.
He was able to get a single in his last at-bat and later scored on that home run by Jason Whitehouse. Narduzzi's pitch, and that one goes off the glove of the catcher, Andy Wendell, and the runners will advance. It'll be a wild pitch, I believe. It either glanced off the top of his glove or off the top of his mask. I think Wendell was looking for a curveball there, and he got a high fastball. So suddenly Narduzzi's in trouble. He's got 2 outs, but 2 men in scoring position. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled straight back to the backstop. Narduzzi's 1-1 pitch. That one's in the dirt too. The runners hold. 2-1 the count now. Concord looking to get some of those runs back that were scored against them. And Mike Mongiardini's collapse in the last inning. Here's Narduzzi's pitch, and that's a swing and a line drive. Should be in the center, and it's caught by the left fielder. Sean McGill ranges over to left center field, makes the catch to put them away. No runs scored for Concord this inning, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd. 6-3 Gulls on NGTN, the Newport Gulls television network.
Warren Schaefer.
Here we are on the bottom of the 3rd. Warren Schaefer bunts down the 3rd baseline. Looks like that one rolled foul. Warren Schaefer on the first pitch of the bottom of the 3rd, bunting. And that one rolls foul, so strike 1 to him. Schaefer struck out swinging on his last at-bat. That was to end the 1st inning. Ryan Williams in his 2nd inning of work gave up a few runs in the last, but not all of them were his fault. Runs put on the bases by Mike Mongiardini. And here's the pitch. And that one's high, ball 1. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That one gets away from the catcher, Richard Prowl. And here we are. Warren Schaefer, the 2nd baseman, stands in. Here's the pitch. That one's inside, ball 2. There is activity in the Concord bullpen. Here's the pitch. Swinging, that one's a high fly ball to shallow left field. Mehrbeck should have it, and he does. First out of the inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Andy Wendell. Wendell got on with a walk, and he was later put out at third base on a fielder's choice.
The catcher, number 22, Andy Wendell.
Williams pitch. That one's in there. Looks like a cutter comes in there. Working quickly, here's the pitch. And that one gets away from Richard Prohl, ball 1. The Gulls scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second. First 3 on a home run, second 3 on a complete collapse by the starting pitcher, Mike Mongiardini. They brought in Ryan Williams, and he wasn't able to do much better. And that one's fouled straight back over our press box here.
Call Newport Gulls, located next Bridge Liquor.
One ball and 2 strikes now to Andy Wendell, the catcher. He drew a walk in the second. Pitch, swing, that one's fouled back in the same exact place.
Better call.
Newport
Located
Glass.
next to
And here's Ryan Williams' pitch, and that one is a high fly ball in the center field. The center fielder ranging back toward the flagpole has it. Jason Whitehouse with the put out there. 2 straight fly balls here in the bottom of the third. And Ryan Williams has recovered from what he suffered in the second. That'll bring up Brandon Leonard, the right fielder.
The right fielder, number 1, Brandon Leonard.
Brandon Leonard walked in the second. He later scored on that throw to home that got away from the pitcher, Richard Prohl. Here's the pitch. That one's a fastball, misses for ball 1.
I have returned now. My mozzarella sticks have arrived.
Pitch from Williams. Swinging a foul straight back. That one will reach the parking lot.
Oh, that's going to get repetitive, huh?
Nick, it is only the bottom of the third inning, and we've already heard that about 27 times.
Well, these mozzarella sticks are good, though. I have those to count on. Do you want one, Steve?
Oh, no, thanks. Not right now, Nick. That pitch is in there. Strike 2. Brandon Leonard quickly behind 1 and 2. 2 outs now. Ryan Williams seems to be cutting through the Gulls batters. Here's his pitch. And that one's high, ball 2. Count evens at 2. Brandon Leonard waits. Here's the pitch. That one's high, ball 3. So after getting behind, Leonard was able to wait, get a full count now. Williams checks the sign. Here's his pitch. Swinging a foul back into the fire station.
Better call. Newport Gulls, located next to
Bridge Liquors.
Williams full count pitch. Swinging a line drive. That one will fall into center field for a base hit for Brandon Leonard.
Well, that's a good thing for me. I haven't eaten yet today, and I'll get a chance to finish my supper. I'll extend the inning a little bit. Keep going, Gulls. I still haven't eaten yet. And enjoying my mozzarella sticks and chicken sandwich. Right, you gotta love the concessions here. They are at the concessions here are sometimes better than the game.
It is good.
The center fielder,
So Brandon Leonard is able to work the count full and then get a single into center field. That'll bring up Stephen Douglas. Douglas grounded out to left in the first. And then he got to first on a fielder's choice in the second inning, later scored. And a ground ball straight down the first base line, foul. Nick, please don't wait for the foul balls. One strike on Stephen Douglas, 2 outs now. The Gulls lead at 6-3. The runner on first is Brandon Leonard. Ryan Williams looks in. Checks the runner at first. Here's his pitch. And Leonard is off on that pitch. That one's fouled off again. Ryan Williams in his second inning of work. So far, so good. He's only allowed 1 hit. Here's the pitch. That one is high. Looks like the pitch out there, but Leonard didn't go. And Ryan Williams fires over to first, and that one gets away. That'll be an error on the pitcher. And Brandon Leonard will go to second. We've seen 2 of those already. The pitcher on a pickoff throw, either the first baseman wasn't ready or the pitcher whirled around too fast. So Brandon Leonard advances to second. 2 outs, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 strikes on Stephen Douglas. Mangiardini made the same mistake when he threw over to first. Of course, the runs did score on that, and the home run by Sean McGill. Ryan Williams trying to get it back. Here's the pitch. And that one was close, but it's ball 2. There's a runner in scoring position now, 6-3 Gulls. Williams has worked 2 outs out. And now try to get the third right here. There's a pitch high, full count now to Stephen Douglas. Here's the pitch, the full count pitch. Swinging a line drive high in into left right field. And that'll fall in for a hit. Run comes into the plate. And an RBI single by Stephen Douglas scores the Gulls' 7th run of the night. And there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd here. Mike Affronti, the shortstop,
Number 7, Mike
steps in now. He is 1 for 2. He grounded out in the first and got a single in that rally in the second. 7-3 now Gulls. Men on first, 2 outs. Ryan Williams, the pitcher, and he'll throw the first pitch of the at-bat. And that one's popped high into the infield. The shortstop should have it. And he falls back. Nick Verdara with the put out there. And the Gulls are retired after scoring 1 more run on an RBI single to right field by Stephen Douglas. So we move into the top of the 4th inning here at Cardinals Field. It's 7-3 Gulls. And it is now the top of the 4th inning here at Cardinals Field. That first pitch is away. And I'm going to turn over the play-by-play to my colleague and friend, Nick Lima.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, as always, Steve. As I had to turn on my microphone, I just finished my sandwich. That's in the center field, a base hit, and the leadoff batter, John Welch, has the leadoff single. Welch on now with the Concord Quarry Dogs, trailing it by 4 runs, 7-3 our score. The pitcher for the Newport Gulls remains Paul Nardazzi.
Nardazzi does have 3 strikeouts in the game.
The center fielder, number 15.
So, runner at first.
Jason
Tying
Whitehouse.
run now comes in the hole on double deck in the dugout. Here's the pitch. And there, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Jason Whitehouse, center fielder for the Concord Quarry Dogs. No stats on the Quarry Dogs. None provided at their website. Pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2, and so 2. 2 for White House. Welch at first.
Jason Whitehouse, of course, is the one who got that home run in the second inning to tie it up.
Hopefully for the Gulls, he won't hit another here. Now Darcy's pitch. On the outside corner, called third strike, another strikeout. And another one bites the dust as Whitehouse retreats to the dugout. Well, might as well have fun with this PA system as long as we have to contend with it. Something about a t-shirt now. Can't quite hear it. The speaker is so close. Anyway, back to the game. Joe McGee, DH for the Quarry Dogs. McGee stands in. The pitch. Missing outside, ball 1. Runner at first once again. 7-3 our score. Here in the top of the 4th inning.
Joe McGee grounded out too short in his last at-bat.
That's nice diving stop by the third baseman. He throws the second. Not in time. Says
the throw was in time.
Well, was in time. He got him. Couldn't really understand the call that the umpire made.
Well, Eric Hagstrom was able to dive out and make that catch. I thought that one was into left field, and so apparently did the shortstop, but he dived and made that catch, and he tossed it over to second base to get the out. But there's a man on first now.
So here's Nick Badero. Verdaro, shortstop for the Quarry Dogs. He'll be batting now with 1 out, or rather 2 outs and a runner at first. The pitch on the inside corner with a called strike, and it's 0-1. Paul Nardozzi. Big 2-0, they call him in the dugout. That's hit over by Russell. Look out. Hits off the roof of the makeshift press box. And there's that lovely advertisement yet again.
Save Bridger Liquors.
You'll be hearing it tomorrow night, folks. I'm bringing a shotgun. That PA system isn't going to last. The pitch way outside. Ball 1, and the count evens up at, or rather, the count is now 1-2, and the Quarry Dogs down to their last strike of the inning. They trail it by 4. Runner at first. Nardozzi with the 1-2 pitch. Called third strike. Another looking strikeout for Nardozzi, and the Quarry Dogs leave a runner at first. After 3.5 from Cardines Field, it's the Newport Gulls 7, the Concord Quarry Dogs 3, here on the Newport Gulls Television Network.
Number 26, Blake Church.
And back here once again at Cardines Field, Blake Church, DH for the Gulls, lead off here in the home half of the 4th inning. The pitch way outside, low ball 1. The pitcher for the Concord Quarry Dogs,
Ryan Williams.
Ryan Williams. Don't get him confused with the NBC Nightly News host. It's Ryan Williams. So make the change to my scorecard. Williams will replace Mangiadini, depending on your pronunciation abilities.
Church drew a walk in the first inning and later got to first on a throwing error by the pitcher, Mangiardini.
The 2-1. Swinging and a foul up the third baseline and fielded by the third baseman and over the coach Tommy Atkinson, who holds on to the ball. We'll see what he does with it. Nothing much. He inspects it. Back to the game. Ryan Williams winds and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So a strikeout to start things off here in the top of the 4th inning.
Ladies and
for
gentlemen,
Williams.
the 50-50 volunteers from the Newport Yachting Center are now among
Well,
you,
after
selling tickets for 50-50
pretty much a hitter is a home run derby here in the first 2 innings, the pitchers have really locked down and been able to shut down the offense in the last inning or so.
Notice the new bleachers in left field are now open. They just completed them this morning, actually. And those left field bleachers are now open. Only about 5 fans sitting up there, but for the larger games this season, they'll definitely be used. That increases the seating capacity here at Cardines Field from 3,000 to 4,000. The pitch is a ground ball right to second baseman. Has it, fires the first for the out. 2 down in the inning. That was Vardaro to Edmondson. 6-3 on the force out at first.
What Cardines needs, Nick, is a triple-decker grandstand out in left field out there. We need to knock down those houses and maybe put about, I'd say about 10, 15,000 more seats up in there. That should pretty much do it.
That would work.
Sean McGill.
I made a conceptual drawing of Cardines Field, of what new improvements would look like, and I envisioned green monster seats, 3 rows right along the top of the fence. You wouldn't have to take anybody's property to do it. The pitch, and they were called strike to Sean McGill. McGill, of course, hit that 3-run home run in the bottom of the first inning, and his first at bat returning as the Newport Gulls. The pitch, swing and a weak ground ball foul up the first base line. And he's in the hole now, 0-2. Great crew on hand tonight. We struggled to get this broadcast to you, and we managed to pull it off just about in time. We missed the first couple pitches of the game, but still an all-volunteer crew. It's their first time doing it for many of them. That pitch is a called third strike. And the Gulls retired here in the 4th. So we will go to the 5th. And I'd just like to take a moment to thank our entire crew who's made our broadcast possible, and I hope we'll continue to see them all season long. I hope we'll be back all season long in the Newport Gulls Television Network. We should have at least 2 more games for you. And we're working on those audio problems there too. A little bit loud there at the start of the inning. Oh, we'll work on that throughout the season. Anyway, leading off here in the top of the 5th inning is Zach Murbach. Murbach, the number 1 leadoff batter for the Concord Quarry Dogs. Concord trails it by 4 runs, 7-3 the score. Newport hoping to win this opening night game here at Cardines Field. Pretty good sized crowd on. We'll get an official attendance report later on in the game. The pitch, swing and a ground ball right to the pitcher. He drops it, now fires the first in time. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
That was a great play. At least if the pitchers in this game can't make the throws to first, at least they can make the plays. Remember, pitchers have to remember, even when there is a DH, they do have to field. And once you throw that pitch in there, you have to be ready to field any balls that come at you. And it's always amazing to see the pitchers make those great plays and save the line drives into the outfield.
Dawsey to Murphy. Murphy, the first baseman for the Gulls. Schaefer at second. Affronti returning as a shortstop. Hagstrom at third. Andy Wendell is the catcher. In left field, it's Sean McGill, returning goal. Douglas in center, and Leonard in right. Here's the next pitch. On the outside corner with a called strike with a sinker.
That's a pretty fast pitch. I'm sure Paul Nardozzi gets up into the 80s at least.
Let's check the speed in this one. That's hit in the air to center field, way back, and the center fielder makes the catch about 5 feet shy of the wall. Very hard hit ball. Hit about the 380-foot marker out there in center. Some parks that would have been gone. However, it is 400 feet to the back of the wall here at Cardines Field. Unless, of course, you hit off the flagpole.
The catcher, number 11, Richard Brawl.
So here's Richard Brawl, now that Frawley's retired.
Pearl is 0 for 2 in the game with a strikeout and a fly out to center.
Gulls hoping to go 0 for 3 here. The pitch, missing ball 1 at the fastball. Low. Here is the next delivery from Nardozzi. Swing and another ground ball. The shortstop drops it, boots it, fires the first. In time, he got a 1-2-3 inning for the Newport Gulls. After 4.5, it's 7-3 Newport here on the Newport Gulls Television Network.
Oh no.
Oh, that's hit on the ground. The first baseman has it, and he'll take it 3 alone. As now the music starts, a little bit late there. Anyway, Tommy, what are you doing? My brother, Tom Lemer, the director for tonight's game, is first night back at the director's chair. We're all working out the kinks tonight, as is Steve and I up here in the broadcast booth. About 6 inches away from Tommy, so we can easily throw something at him if he does something wrong. The pitch. On the outside corner, a called strike. As my Ross flipped around and flipped around again. Figure out who that is. I should know. The PA announcer just said it. Warren Schaefer. Schaefer stands in after Hagstrom grounded out. As we collect our thoughts, see, there's a mistake right there. We're not perfect. Ryan Williams pitch. Missing with a ball. A 1-2 count now on Schaefer. Ryan Williams, NBC Nightly News, as they call him the dugout, the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Playable for the shortstop who makes the catch. Had a range back about 20 steps for the inning's second out. 2 up, 2 down for Andy Wendell. Wendell, his first year of the Newport Gulls, along with most of the team. Wendell, the new catcher for Newport, at least for tonight's game. Sean McGill is also a catcher, as I mentioned earlier.
Wendell got a walk back in the second, and he flew out to center in the third.
Wendell waits the pitch. It is in there for a called strike. Floated in with a changeup. Ryan Williams gets the sign. Winds, kicks and deals. Swing and a line drive into right field. That ball will fall for a hit. It'll go all the way to the wall. Wendell rounding first, on his way to second. He's in there with a 2-out stand-up double. And the Gulls have another potential runner in scoring position here in the last half of the 5th inning. That ball was hit very well into right center field. Went into the corner by the light tower. And Wendell on with a double.
Number 1.
Here comes Brandon Leonard. Leonard, right fielder for the Newport Gulls.
Leonard has scored 2 of the Gulls' 7 runs tonight. He got to first on a walk, and he scored from third on an error by the pitcher back in the second. He later got a single, and he's able to score again on another single, a single by Stephen Douglas.
Ball 1 to Leonard. Leonard wearing James Coco Payne's number 1. The pitch. Outside the fastball, missing ball 2, and it's 2-0. 2 outs, runner at second. The Gulls haven't left too many runners on base today. Many batters have reached. We've lost track. The pitch is in there for a called strike. The crowd didn't like it. Not a huge crowd here for opening night. It's still very early in the season, and those crowds will increase throughout the summer. And the sun is now setting by the horizon. It's about 8:05. It's like the clock on the scoreboard isn't working this season. Pitch in there for a called strike, and the count evens up at 2-2. Well, that clock seems to have malfunctioned here in the opening night of the season. We're used to having that clock out there. So I'll check my trusty watch. It is 8:05, sunset. It's set for 8:17 tonight. Williams checks the runner at second, the pitch. Called third strike, he struck him out to go strand. Andy Wendell at second. We've played 5 full here at Cardines Field. Still 7-3 Newport on the NGTN. Back here now at Cardines Field, we head to the top of the 6th inning. Well, looks like Paul Nadazi is out there for another inning of work. Nadazi, one of the later additions to the lineup, not the latest addition, but one of the later ones for the Gulls. Looks like the crowd's continuing to fill in here as people stream in the front gate.
And after those crazy first 2 innings of offensive explosion for both teams, and we saw 9 of the last 10 batters retired by Newport and Concord pitchers.
A large jet flying over Cardines Field, deep to left field, way back. And the sun is setting, a beautiful sunset tonight under clear skies, not a cloud in sight, other than that giant jet, of course. The pitch is fouled to off the fence next to the third baseline light tower for strike 1. And the count is now 1-1.
Josh Farkas is a strikeout, and he walked.
The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, and the count is now 1-2. Now a cough. Wait, you have a cold there, Mr. Wansky? Allergies, perhaps?
I have tuberculosis, Nick.
That's not good. Pitch, swing, and a ground ball right to the third baseman who bobbles it. He got a glove on it and held him to a single. Likely will not be charged as an error. We'll see what happens, but that'll be a leadoff single, infield single for Josh Fox. Here comes Gerard Edmondson. Gerard, I should say. First baseman for the Concord Quarry Dogs. Runner at first, nobody out. Nadazi throws back to first, and Josh jumps back into place. You see those little American flag banners up the third baseline. That's a new addition for 2005. Pitch in there, a called strike to Edmondson.
The batter is first
Outfield
baseman
back,
Gerald
infield squared
Edmondson.
away, just off the lines. The pitch outside and high with a ball. The count evens up at 1-1. Or rather, it's 1-2 now. Oh no, it is 1-1. What are they doing with that scoreboard? Well, scoreboard operators must be new too. Pitch, that's in there for a strike. So now it's 1-2. Oh, looks like the scoreboard already said that. So yeah, they must have a fortune teller in that scoreboard operating booth. Runner at first, once again. Nadazi comes to the set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Blew a fastball by him. So, now with 1 out, we will see number 27, John Welch. Welch, third baseman for the Concord Quarry Dogs.
Welch had a ground out back in the second and a single in the fourth. He was retired on a fielder's choice, running second.
The third baseman, number 27,
The
John
pitch.
Welch.
Outside, strike 1. Should have said on the outside corner, strike 1. It looked a little bit outside at first and low, but was at the knees. Here's the next delivery. Instead of throw to first, and the runner jumps back in again. Paul Nadazi checking up on Josh Fox at first.
A couple pitchers this game so far have made pretty bad throws to first, allowing the runners to advance. And Nadazi's done pretty well this inning, though.
Pitch is again a called strike. That one seemed even lower than the last location. Perhaps a little more over the plate. So it's 0-2. Crowd looking for a strikeout.
Strikeout earns someone in the crowd a free T-shirt.
The pitch. That one was way outside as Andy Wendell almost got crossed up. And the count is 1-2.
I hope they ordered 27 T-shirts because you never know when someone might throw a perfect game.
Ha. Happens every now and then. The pitch.
In T-ball.
Missing ball 2, and the count is even at 2-2. 1 out, runner at first. 7-3 our score. Thanks to our new graphics you see up on screen there. The next pitch is popped up, playable on the infield. The first baseman can't get it, falls for a hit. So it'll be runners at first and second now. Well, there's a classic example of what happens in baseball every now and then, as the first baseman, Murphy and Schaefer, both stood next to it, looked at it. Neither one could make the catch. They probably lost it in the night sky.
They're right next to us. They're about 20, 30 feet away from us. And it looked like they both saw it. I think it was just no one called for it, and both assumed that the other guy had it.
So, runners at first and second now. That brings the tying run to the on-deck circle. The pitch from Nadazi. Swing and a drive deep to left field. Way back. And caught by the left fielder. That ball faded. It didn't catch the wind, since there isn't much wind tonight. So just a loud out. And that'll be 2 down now.
Nadazi's worked out of jams here in this inning in the 6th and also in the 4th.
So left fielder Sean
Designated
McGill
hitter,
caught that ball
Number 14,
about
Joe
15 feet
McGee.
shy of the track. Two men out in the inning. 2 men on. Ball on Dazi, working out of a jam here. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball chopper. Tough play for the shortstop. It fires a first in time. Afrani gets it done. The Concord Quarry Dogs do not score. They leave 2 runners after 5.5. It's still 7-3 Gulls here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. Pretty exciting music here. Bumper music for the Newport Gulls Television Network. I'd like to thank Bill Janovitz and the WEEI Red Sox Radio Network for allowing us to use 5 of their bumper music songs. You'll be hearing them throughout the season. We have exclusive rights to use that music now along with WEEI, so just the Red Sox and the Newport Gulls Television Network are allowed to use those 5 songs. We feel pretty proud of that. And again, our thanks to Bill Janovitz, whose band Buffalo Tom recorded those songs a few years ago for the Red Sox.
The center fielder, number 8, Stephen Douglas.
Douglas sends that pitch into center field. That'll be caught by the center fielder. He had to go about 10 steps to his left for the inning's first out. 1 pitch, 1 loud out.
It was a hard hit ball. If they hadn't been playing him over there probably would have been a double or a triple at least.
You never know. Especially that corner back there, the flagpole is. We've seen balls get trapped in there before. No action up in the bullpen right now.
Mike Affronti, the shortstop, coming up now. Affronti is 1 for 3, a ground out, a fly out, and a single back in the second.
The pitch, outside ball. Well, now a late strike call, so it's 0-1 to Affronti. Affronti did deliver in the championship game for the Gulls with a couple of hits. It's his last at bats at Cardinals Field. He's back here now. Pitch, swing and a pop-up. The catcher looks at it, and it nearly hits our camera position. That would have been devastating, folks. It's not even our camera. We're borrowing it. Not to mention our crew members up there. We got 2 brand new crew members manning that camera for us. Something should happen to them. Oh, boy.
Are there really 2 crew members up there?
Oh, I'm sure one of them is hiding. I don't know. They're all hard at work, though. All volunteers. Thanks to them. Williams with the pitch. Swing, another pop-up. This one over by my car. Oh, didn't hit it this time. If you recall last year, balls danced all around my car. But we watched them many times as they nearly hit the tire, bouncing in all directions around, over the roof. Then finally, here's the way, we'll finish the story of the pitch. Swing and another foul ball pulled onto America's Cup Avenue.
I do. One time though, Nick, I think that bum did take a baseball bat to your car. That wasn't a foul ball.
Oh, anyway, in the season finale of the regular season last year, my car was hit twice in that one game after not being hit all season long.
Better call Newport Glass, Nick.
The pitch, swing and a ground ball chopper. The second baseman coming on high, throws the first in time. A good play by the shortstop, actually. Vardaro to Edmondson for the out at first. Very good play there. Now 2 men down in the inning, bases remain empty. 7-3 our score.
Blake Church, the DH, coming up now. He bats 3rd for the Newport Gulls. Church is 0 for 2. He walked in the first. Reached first on an error, throwing error by the pitcher, and then struck out in the 4th.
Ryan Williams with the pitch. In the dirt. Ball 1. It's 1-0. Lights are on fully here at Cardinals Field. The sun is now set. Darkness is creeping in. The pitch, swinging a line drive, base hit to center field. Diving second baseman cannot get it. And he's on at first, so Blake Church. Then 2-out single, another 2-out hit for the Newport Gulls, and they've done much of their scoring today with 2 outs.
Tucker Frawley is really, we saw him last year. He's really a top-of-the-line second baseman. He makes some great plays out there. He dove for that one. I almost thought he might have had that one, but it got past him. He made great effort by him.
These players are some of the best players in collegiate baseball. Many of them have already been drafted. The pitch. And they are called strike, and the count now is 0-1 to Jim Murphy.
Murphy's.
Go ahead, Steve.
Sorry. Murphy is 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the first, walked in the second, and grounded out in the fourth.
Ryan Williams of NBC News. Next pitch is fouled off the screen. Strike 2. The NECBL really has some high-quality players, some of the best in all of summer baseball throughout the country. And they'll be exhibiting their talents this summer at the NECBL All-Star Game. ESPN will actually be covering that one. Unfortunately, the NGTN will not have that game for you. The pitch. Up and away, ball 1. It's 1-2, missing with a fastball.
There's a film coming out, I'm not sure if it's this year or next year, about the Cape Cod League, also a collegiate baseball league where several major leaguers playing right now have come from, more popular than the NECBL. So I think there's a growing popularity in these collegiate baseball leagues, and that's why the ESPN is doing the games. I believe they also have a contract for the playoffs.
Yes, they do, for the LCS, the League Championship
Right.
Series. We'll still have the regular first and second rounds of the playoffs for you in the NGTN. However, should the Gulls make it to the championship again this year, as they have 3 of the last 4 seasons, we unfortunately will not be able to cover that game for you. The pitch, swing and a line drive into center field. That ball is gone, a home run. A 2-run homer for Blake Church, and the Newport Gulls lead it 9-3.
Jim Murphy.
For Jim Murphy. Thank you, Steve. Jim Murphy. It's a 9-3 ball game. Second home run of the game for the Newport Gulls. We may be seeing a lot more from this team throughout the season. They've really been hitting the bats tonight, Steve.
Well, yes, they had the first 2 innings for both teams were explosive offensive innings, and then in the middle of the game, the offense really shut down. And there, I think that woke everyone here in the stands up. I mean, that was a better home run than Sean McGill's home run. Sean McGill is coming up to the plate now, but that was out of here from the moment it left the bat.
Very deep to right. That pitch to McGill is low ball 1.
That ball was hit over 312 feet out there into right center field.
So the middle of the order really producing for the Gulls tonight. Jim Murphy with a 2-run homer. Sean McGill with a 3-run homer in the first. We're here now in the 6th inning. 2-0 the count with 2 outs to McGill. McGill, a returning Gull, who homered in his first at-bat back at Cardines Field. The pitch from Williams. On the outside corner of the called strike, it's 2-1.
McGill struck out in the 4th.
So both pitchers, Mangiadini and Williams, have each given up a home run to the Newport Gulls. The Newport Gulls now lead the league in home runs, considering this is the only game happening so far. It's opening night, Cardines Field, 2005. And another accident out there.
Newport Glass, located next to Bridge Liquors.
If anybody doesn't know what Newport Glass is now, well, I'm not sure, but something should be done about it. They really play that advertisement a lot here. That, I assure you, that PA system will not be operable for our next broadcast. The pitch, swing and a drive to left field. The left fielder coming on makes the catch. For the other, he ties his side. He got under it too much. High in the air to left, but not very deep. But the Newport Gulls, thanks to Jim Murphy and his 2-run blast, get 2 more runs. After a 6th full from Cardines Field, 7th inning, we go to the 7th inning. 9-3 Newport on the Newport Gulls Television Network.
Tonight's contestants are
Back here at Cardines Field, Brandon Rivas is the new batter for the Concord Quarry Dogs.
Also the new pitcher for the Newport Gulls, Josh Laracy, Georgia Southern University. Brandon Rivas hails from Houston, Texas. He'll be taking over at shortstop tonight.
So we'll get the totals on Nadazi in a minute. Steve will work on that for me. Thanks, Steve. Laracy Left-handed pitcher, the pitch. Swinging a foul off the top of the netting. Lands into the stands. Okay. Enough of that thing. That one didn't even go into the street, just went to the stands. That's some bad PA.
Houston, Texas.
I don't even
playing
think
right
they'll be
there.
back. I think they're going to get lots of complaints about that.
The pitch, that's
Son of
another. That's right to the same place.
Better call Newport Glass.
Come on, Gulls fans.
Better call
There's
Newport
stripes on the
Net,
batter.
more
You know
like
what
it.
that means?
Yes, it
Another
means we're going to kill the PA
complimentary
announcer.
t-shirt from Jenko Mortgage.
Oh, like kidding, of course, folks. Not really. Anyway, back to the game. The 2-2 is hitting the air to center field. Center fielder makes a catch. He had a range a long way to his right. Douglas. A very good play there. Now that's the way the Gulls like it. 1 out here in the 7th. And here with the play-by-play. Well, do you have the totals yet, Steve?
No, not yet.
Not yet. He's working on it.
The left fielder.
I'll go to you when you're ready.
3, Zach Meerbach.
Zach Meerbach is the batter now. Zach stands in at the plate. Larsey winds and deals. Low ball 1. I go to my trusty binoculars and I see no one warming up in the bullpen for Newport. Larsey behind 2-0 now. Josh Larsey appeared in 14 games and made 7 starts as a freshman in 2004. Larsey behind 3 balls, no strikes to pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Hit his count now to number 3 is Zach Meerbach. Meerbach, the leadoff batter. Waits the pitch. Here it is. Ball 4 outside. He walked him. So a walk issued here by Josh Larsey. Larsey has a 4.98 ERA. He was 8-6 in 19 appearances. Made 17 starts through 3 complete games. Had 1 save in 112 innings pitched. Gave up 131 runs, if I read this correctly. That's probably incorrect. Anyway, no, that is incorrect, as only 69 of them were earned. So, I will just call it 69 earned runs.
The second baseman, number 6, Tucker Frawley.
Here's Frawley. Frawley, the former River Point Royal, now with the Concord Quarry Dogs. The pitch to throw to first, and the runner dives back in. The crowd didn't like that call as safe, said the umpire, John Keegan. John Keegan is the bases umpire. John Leeds is the plate umpire.
Paul Narduzzi, the starter for the Newport Gulls, got 6 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, 7 hits. He threw 1 wild pitch and had 1 throwing error.
That error cost the Gulls a run. The pitch is hit in the air to right field. That falls for a hit. Everybody converged. Nobody could get it. And now goes all the way to the wall. The throw to second. Now going to left field, backed up by the shortstop. So that maybe scored a double. It seemed like no one could get that in right field. Everyone had to run out. The second baseman and the right fielder. And Tucker Frawley on again.
Tucker Frawley is he's now 2 for 4 in the game. 2 flyouts, a single and a double.
Frawley stands in at second. Concord Quarry Dogs trailed by 6 runs. However, this is baseball and anything can happen. It's not over till it's over. Larsey with a long look in.
Pinch hitting, number 10, Michael Morris from the University of New Haven. He's from Orange, Connecticut.
The pitch to Morris is in there, a called strike. Michael Morris is the pinch hitter here for the Quarry Dogs. The pitch, swinging a foul off the screen.
Michael Morris goes to school at the University of New Haven. He plays catcher for them. He is a freshman at the University of New Haven, and he's originally from Orange, Connecticut. 6 foot, 195 pounds.
Lassie gave up 1 home run in 2004 to 2005 at college. The pitch, that's in the right field, a base hit, and the runners will be holding up, and 1 run scores. So runners at the corners now, and it's a 9-4 ball game. Well, Lassie coming in for middle relief here for Newport.
Right fielder,
gives up a run.
number 4.
And the Concord Quarry Dogs now trail by 5.
And here comes the Gulls pitching coach, and the catcher to come out and talk to Josh Laracy. Narduzzi had been doing pretty well. He got a little shaky back in the first and second inning, and then he shut him down for the next innings, and they took him out. He probably was tiring a little bit. For some middle relief, they decided it is their first game of the season, of course. Try out some of the new pitchers, bullpen, and Josh Laracy came in and promptly got 1 out. However, he then gave up a walk, double, and then a single. 1 run, too.
Lassie doesn't strike out too many batters. Only has 43 strikeouts recorded in the 2005 season. Laracy is the teammate of James Coco Payne. Payne, one of the stars of the Gulls in 2004. The pitch. Outside ball 1. Payne not in the NECBL this season. Payne is actually leading Lassie's school, Georgia Southern University, with a .407 batting average and has made all 60 starts in the college season. The pitch. Outside ball 2. It's 2-0. So perhaps Payne spoke with Josh Laracy about his experience with the Gulls. Laracy from the set to the belt, the pitch. Set it, throw to first. He got him at first. So, like the pinch hitter, Mike Morris, is now out. And there are 2 down in the inning. 2-0 remains to count. 1 run home in the inning. Still a runner at third. Tying run, sitting down in the dugout, eating some sunflower seeds. A pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. It's 2-1.
You know, that kind of a pickoff. I've seen some pretty swift pickoff moves here in the NECBL, and you know, that sort of thing can really energize a pitcher. And he could probably Laracy can probably, hopefully at least, lock down now and get the next guy out.
The last pitch is fouled to the backstop. So count even at 2-2, 2 outs.
Let's hear it for a strikeout.
And the crowd looking for a strikeout. The pitch, low ball 3, and the count is full. Our runner at third. 1 run home in the inning. No action in either bullpen as we are here in the top of the 7th inning.
Josh Farkas, the right fielder, up to plate now.
The payoff pitch, swing and a drive. Rather ground ball by the shortstop. Plucked, fires the first in time. Oh, that was a very hard hit ground ball right to a fronty. And he was able to grab it, recover himself, and fire to first. Let's pause for a moment as we all sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Me out to the ball. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back to it. Root for the Gulls team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Don O'Hanley with "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" here at Cardines Field. 7th inning stretch time. 9-4 Gulls here on the Newport Gulls Television Network.
And here we are once again at Cardines Field. And the top of the bottom, bottom of the 7th inning.
In relief for the Concord Quarry Dogs is number 21, Matt Blake.
And we have a new pitcher for the Concord Quarry Dogs, Matt Blake. And as you just saw, Eric Hagstrom flew out to center field in the first pitch, and that one is grounded to the third baseman, and he'll fire to first. And very quickly on 2 pitches, there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Eric Hagstrom and Warren Schaefer quickly retired, and that'll bring up Andy Wendell.
Other action around the league today, the United States Military All-Stars on their first annual New England Red, White, and Blue Tour of New England are at the Lowell Mill City All-Americans today. Their game started at 6:35. Terry Alvard, the former manager of the Newport Gulls, Lieutenant Colonel, is the manager of the All-Stars.
And a very, very swift 1-2-3 inning.
Correction, that was number 2, Warren Schaefer.
Or I should say, there are only 2 outs now. Must have been a foul ball somewhere in there.
We missed a play there, I guess. Anyway, well, that's the only other game in the league right now. The All-Stars are undefeated, 12-0, heading into their play against the NCBL. They'll be playing 3 games this season and a game against the Cape Cod League. They'll be attending the game tomorrow night here at Cardines Field. We'll probably get an interview with 1 or 2 of them. Those All-Stars in the military, United States Navy, Marines, and Army. Some of the best baseball players in the country.
So once again, Matt Blake is now pitching for the Concord Quarry Dogs. And he's done pretty well. He's got the first 2 batters he faced down. And now the count is 3-0.
The Concord Quarry Dogs play at the Doane Diamond at Memorial Field in Concord, New Hampshire. It was just refurbished, actually, for a 16-18-year-old Babe Ruth World Series. Capacity is about 2,000 people up there in Concord. Don't know how many fans they get, probably about 1,000.
And the count is now 3-1 to Andy Wendell. Blake, here's the pitch. And that one's in there, strike 2. Full count now to Andy Wendell.
So other than that exhibition game against the Military All-Stars and Low Americans, tonight's game here at Cardines Field is the only game around the league. It's the season opener. Opening day for the rest of the league is tomorrow.
Here's the payoff pitch to Wendell. And he'll ground that one, looks like, to the third baseman, and he'll fire to first. And he's safe. Andy Wendell was able to beat it out. That ball was not very hard hit to the third baseman, John Welch. And Welch picked it up casually as he should be, and he threw it to first, but unfortunately it was not a hard enough throw, and Andy Wendell, who's not usually very fast, was able to beat it out.
Welch had to go a very long way. He was about 6 feet behind the bag at third, so a little bit longer than third baseman's custom usually throws. And now put a runner at first.
Pitch, and that's a Baltimore chop down right to the shortstop, Brendan Rivas, and he'll throw it to first, and the Gulls are retired. That retires the side for new pitcher Matt Blake. So once again, it is 9-4 Gulls, and we go into the top of the 8th inning here at Cardines Field in Newport.
Back here now, once again, Cardines Field, there's a bunny rabbit out there in right center field. He's made his way across the entire field. And see that bunny rabbit out there hopping around. Hopefully he doesn't get run over by one of the outfielders. He was out there during the Chase the Gully segment that happens at the top of the every 8th inning here at Cardines Field, a tradition for a bunch of children run out into the field, tag the mascot for the Gulls, Gully, who stands in center field and have to run back. And the first one back gets free tickets or something like that. Anyway, the rabbit ran right through the middle of that, so that's a very lucky hero out there. So enough of the rabbit talk and the gull talk. Well, we'll keep talking about the Gulls, but not about that particular Gully.
Leading off the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, well, the rabbit's still out there in the field, but Gully's gone. Anyway, let's get back to the game. It's number 18.
Jared Edmondson.
Jared Edmondson, and once again at the play-by-play, Steve Iwanski.
Oh, thank you, Nick. Quickly, 2 strikes on Jared Edmondson. He leads off the top of the 8th inning. On for another inning of work. Looks like Josh Larsey on there on the mound again. Edmondson is 1 for 3, single, flyout, and a strikeout. Here's the pitch. And that one looked close, but it's outside for ball 1.
Well, the outfield very deep, so they're playing the bat at the pole here.
Here's the pitch. And that one also looked close. The catcher, Andy Wendell, tried to screen that one, but
Let's
it's
go.
2-2.
There's 2 strikes on the batter. That means another T-shirt courtesy of Jetco Mortgage. Let's hear it. Come on.
Boy, they do give out a lot of T-shirts here, huh?
Let's go.
The pitch, swing and a miss. So the second strikeout of the game for Jared Edmondson, and he goes down. And we go on to John Welch, the third baseman for Concord. He grounded out in the second, got a single in the fourth, and another single in the sixth.
Stop by Jetco Mortgage and get pre-approved for a mortgage.
The third baseman, number 27, John Welch.
And Welch watches that one go by. That's strike one. Larcy in his second inning of work. And that one's fouled straight back.
Look out, that's over by my car. And missed it again. My car's getting pretty lucky. Well.
Welch has 2 strikes on him now. Larcy looks in. The pitch. And that one's outside, ball 1. Josh Larcy working quickly. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to third base. Third baseman has it. He'll throw to first. 2 outs now. 2 outs in the top of the 8th.
Well, time running out for the Concord Quarry Dogs in this season opener. And the home opener for the Gulls here at Cardines. The Quarry Dogs are playing a 2-day road trip. From here, they'll travel to Connecticut.
Fielder, number 15.
Before returning
Jason
home for a day off,
Whitehouse.
and then their home opener this weekend.
And the first pitch to Jason Whitehouse is in the dirt for ball 1. Jason Whitehouse got that home run back in the second inning. He struck out in the fourth, and he flew out to left in the 6th. And that pitch is in there for a strike.
3 Concord Quarry Dogs returning for the 2005 season. Ken Conity, Mike Fay, and Chris Foley.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to see any of them playing tonight. Not yet, at least.
Their director of baseball operations is also Chris Foley, perhaps a different Chris Foley. Well, my apologies. Well, I'm all over the place, folks. Here's the pitch.
Yeah, the catcher dropped that one. Andy Wendell couldn't hold on to that pitch.
Those are not returning Quarry Dogs. Those 3 people are the coaching staff for the Quarry Dogs. Ken Conity is the manager. He's assisted by Chris Foley and Mike Fay, the coaches. Chris Foley is also director of baseball operations.
Hey, and that one is in there for strike 3. So Josh Larcy gets a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts, and we move into the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 9-4 Newport here on NGT and the Newport Gulls television network. And we're moving here into the bottom of the 8th inning. And a nice look there at John Keegan, our fielding umpire. He's having a great game today. A lot of good calls as we pan over the infield. And up to bat now. For the 3rd time to this game, Stephen Douglas, the center fielder, will lead off the inning. And he'll swing at the first pitch, foul. Stephen Douglas grounded out in the first. He reached in a fielder's choice in the second, got a hit into right field in the third, and in the 6th he flew out to center. Pitch to him, Matt Blake pitching on the mound now for Concord. And that one's also a ball, 1-1.
I have a feeling there's a fire somewhere in Newport as the garage doors opening behind us at the fire station. We haven't heard a siren yet tonight, but that's a common
That's a
occurrence here.
screaming line drive into center field for Stephen Douglas. That's his 2nd hit of the night. And he'll be on first with no outs here in the top of the 8th. That will bring up Michael Affronti, the star shortstop for the Newport Gulls, returning for his 2nd season. Affronti grounded out, hit in the second. He flew out to shortstop in the 3rd, and he grounded out to short in the 6th.
That's line into right field for a base hit.
Stephen Douglas will stop at second. And the throw goes all the way to third. So 2 straight hits on only a couple pitches now for the Newport Gulls. And Matt Blake is not doing too well here in the top of the 8th. He's behind by 5 runs. And it's not looking good.
Definitely not for the Concord Quarry Dogs in this season opener. Again, the rest of the league will begin play tomorrow, June 8th, 2005.
Blake Church up to bat now. He walked, reached on an error, struck out, and got a hit in the 6th. Pitch to him is low, ball 1. Runners on first and second now, 9-4 Newport Gulls. Here's Blake's pitch. And that one is outside. Quickly 2 balls now. And there is no action in the Concord bullpen.
Everyone's on their feet, though, watching the game. Not utilizing those nice metal benches. See on the left side of your screen there.
And Blake's 2-0 pitch. And that one is in there for a called strike. 2-1 now. At second base, Stephen Douglas. At first, Micah Fronte. Blake checks the runners. The 2-1 pitch. And that one is outside. 3-1 now to Blake Church. Blake Church has scored 2 of the Gulls' 9 runs in this game. Blake throws. That was outside, ball 4. So the base is quickly loaded here with no outs in the top of the 8th inning.
Got the official attendance report. 636. 636. 636 the attendance here at Cardines tonight for opening night. Again, it is very early in the season.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and that
the winner of our
triple
50-50 raffle,
on.
young William Lees, just donated $95 back to the Rhode Island Autism Project. Let's give this young man a big hand.
Well, you just heard that. The winner of the 50-50 raffle donated $95 back to the Rhode Island Autism Society. How about that one?
First baseman, number 29, Jim Murphy.
Let's give a hand to him.
Oh, that's right. And Jim Murphy, the first baseman, quickly hits the ball to left field. And the runner tags. The throw is in, and it's offline. And the runners will advance. So let's see. To just update you, Jim Murphy there hit the first pitch into left field. The runners tagged. The throw was not in time, and the runners all advanced too.
So it's a 10-4 ball game now.
The left fielder, number 27.
Just 1 out,
Sean
2 runners in
McGill.
scoring position for Sean McGill. McGill, who homered in his first at-bat back at Cardines Field, back in the first inning.
After McGill did homer in the first inning, he went hitless in his next 3 at-bats. And that pitch is outside to him.
Like they hit another 3-run homer right here.
Micah Fronte's at third base. And
Another of
Blake
his teammates
Church.
from last year.
Blake Church is running at second. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. That'll be scored a sacrifice fly for Jim Murphy.
Oh, looks like the Quarry Dogs are conceding defeat in this game. Power still due up in the ninth for them, though.
Pitch, and that one's another line drive into right center field. That'll score 2 runs, and the throw comes into home. Throw is not cut off, and it's in there way off, and it is now 12-4 Newport Gulls. As Sean McGill comes through, he got a home run in his first at bat. He had a hit in his next 3 at bats, and he was able to shoot another line drive into right center field for the third hit of the inning.
So a base clearing double. Newport Gulls lead it by 2 grand slams, 12-4.
And that'll bring up Eric Hagstrom, the third baseman, and he'll hit a fly ball into right field. The right fielder has it, and there's 2 outs now. The runner tags from second, and he'll get to third safely. Runner at third now with 2 outs.
Well, those new bleachers you see on the left side of your screen finally completed after a 3-year renovation project. There's still some paint to add, but other than that, they're all set. About 800 new seats to increase the capacity here at Cardines to 3,800. Some fans lining the fences out there now, too. 3,000 people filled this park for the championship game last August. Here we are. And then it must be 9 o'clock. And there's the fire station horn. Scaring the daylights out of all of us.
Warren Schaefer, the second baseman, stands in now with 2 outs against him. He is 0-for-4 in the game. Pitch, and he'll hit a ground ball foul down the third base line. Standing in at third base is Sean McGill. Sean McGill got that double that scored 2 runs earlier this inning. 12-4 Newport. And Blake is taking his time now. He'll check the runner at third and throw the pitch. That one is way outside. It'll be ball 1. 1-2 the count now with 2 outs to Warren Schaefer.
Now the Gulls scoring double digits. A lot of offensive power on this team this year.
Last year we saw, I mean, it is still the first game of the season. We did see a lot more base running prowess from the Gulls. A couple bunts, a few steals by the Gulls. We haven't seen any stolen bases this game. The Gulls pretty much taking advantage of the errors by the other team and bad throws. Quick conference on the mound between Prowl and his pitcher, the battery, Matt Blake.
Plus the 2 home runs, too. That helped
That's
out a
right.
lot. No fog here tonight. I was here last night at Cardines Field to check out the area for a Sunset League game, and the game was practically canceled due to fog. Couldn't even see the outfielders.
And
Reminiscent of a Gulls playoff game versus Torrington last year that we covered for you in the NGTN. No fog tonight.
2-2 the count now to Warren Schaefer. He's got 2 outs, man on third. 12-4 Gulls. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high pop-up over to first base. And the first baseman has it, so that'll end the inning. Both the Gulls score 3 more runs, 12-4 Gulls. Here on NGTN, the Newport Gulls Television Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's attendance is...
Well, you hear the Olympic music there, signifying that we'll be doing the Team USA game, exhibition game, later on this season. Always a popular game as Team USA comes to Cardines Field to play the Gulls. We're here now in the top of the 9th inning. The Gulls lead it by 8 runs, 12-4 the score. They released another attendance figure, actually, and now it's increased to 822, up from the 600 figure earlier. 822 the attendance now. Here in the top of the 9th inning, the batter leading off for the Concord Quarry Dogs is Joe McGee. McGee follows that back and out of play. Oh, rather. Will. What was that last name again, Steve?
Will Bachelor. And he gets a hit in the center field. And he's going to stop at first base. Will Bachelor, of course, just got that. He's replacing pinch hitting for Joe McGee here in the 9th inning. Bachelor goes to Dartmouth College up in Hanover, New Hampshire. He's originally from Bosrock, Connecticut.
So, runner at first. Tying run is also at first, considering the down by 8 run. No, the tying run is at the plate if he hits and then bats around.
Brandon Rivas is that batter.
Lassie throws in. Swing and a drive deep to center field. The center fielder looking up at the wall. And it is gone. A home run. It's 12-6 now. Well, we don't want to cycle around. However, a 2-run homer given up by Lassie here. It's a 12-6 ball game now. Still a long way to go, but still. Lassie gives up a 2-run shot here in the 9th. Gulls lead it 12-6. Nobody out.
I have seen 4 home runs in this game, and that is 4 more than I saw in the entire last season.
Of course, you weren't able to make it to a few games last season
No,
when
I
you
know.
get some waybacks and whatnot from me, but most of the games you didn't. No, there weren't any home runs at all.
The left fielder, number
Hey, that's a sign of
3,
things to come. More
Zach
offensive
Mearbach.
power in the NECBL this year. 2 home runs for each team.
It could also be the steroid influence too, Nick.
Who knows? Of course, that's a topic of discussion on Baseball RI right now. Baseball RI, my other show, co-hosted by Pete Ciacci, will be joining us for a few Gulls games this summer on public access television here in the entire state of Rhode Island. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a line drive foul up the right field line. So a 2-run homer.
Zach Mearbach, the left fielder, is 1 for 3. He is a single, a ground out, a line out, and a walk.
Larsey and the Gulls want to get out of this game unscathed. Try and pad the stats a little bit. They lead at 12-6. They'd like it to stay that way. The pitch, low in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Wendell. Ball 2 is 2-0.
Let's hear some noise.
Rather 2-2.
Come on, let's hear some noise.
2-2 pitch, low, ball 3, and the count is full. Josh Larsey, left-handed hurler for Newport. The southpaw pitches, swing and a foul up the first base line, fisted it. And he stays alive. Count remains full at 3-2. Base is empty. 2 runs home here in the top of the 9th inning. Gulls once again lead at 12-6. Thanks. You can see the score on the screen. I'm used to saying it so much since we didn't have a graphic earlier. We tried it a couple times last season, didn't work too well. We have a new graphics generator this year. Happy to have that. And many new crew members joining us on the volunteer Tigers TV crew, Newport Gulls Television Network. The pitch, ball 4, you walk him. So that's the 3rd man to reach here in the 9th inning. First was on a leadoff single, 2nd on a home run, and now a walk. Nobody up in the Gulls bullpen. Matter of fact, there's no one over there at all. Well, every Gull is in the dugout right now. I guess with an 8-run lead, head coach Tommy Atkinson didn't think that they would need to go to anyone else.
Tucker Frawley.
Except for an emergency situation at the worst. We don't have that yet with a 6-run deficit for Concord. Runner at first, Tucker Frawley, a former River Point Royal, comes to the plate. He's 2 for 4 tonight. The pitch on the outside corner, a called strike. Larsey doesn't strike out too many batters. However, a lefty. Keep a good eye on the runner at first. Mearbach, Frawley stands in the pitch. Outside, missing with a fastball. Ball 1, and it's 1-1.
Runner first is Zach Mearbach. The Concord Quarry Dogs have scored 2 runs already in this inning.
That's hit in the air to right field, but not very deep. The right fielder comes on, makes the catch. And the runner at first, Mearbach, retreats. So, 1 man down. That's finally the first out of the inning. And we'll see Richard Thrall.
Matt Morris, of course. Mike Morris.
Oh, that's right, Mike Morris. Who pinch hitted for a Thrall earlier. Mike Morris.
He got a hit in his pinch hit debut of the season.
It is opening night, opening day for the season here at Carnegie Field in Newport for the Gulls, for the Quarry Dogs. The rest of the season starts the rest of the league starts their season tomorrow. The pitch is missing, ball 1. Larsey from the belt and the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball deep to center field, way back, off the middle of the wall. This may score a run. Here's the throw, and it does not. He holds up at 3rd, but 2 runners in scoring position. Now things are getting a little bit tricky for the Gulls. A loud wall ball double. And the Concord Quarry Dogs have runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. That ball hit about the 18-foot marker off the wall in right center. over by the vines and trees out there.
Number 4.
An odd backdrop for Cardi's Field. That wall out there is 30 feet high and nearly 380 feet back where he hit it. Just about any other ballpark in the league, that would have been a home run. The pitch. Swing, another hard hit ball right to center field. This one, not hit as high, but it goes all the way to the wall. 2 runs will score. And now it's a 12-8 ball game. He's rounding second, now being held up. Here's the throw to second. They haven't caught on the rundown. Here's the throw to third. Back to second. And they'll tag him out. No, now back to second baseman. Back to the pitcher who gets him for the for the inning second out. Well, a wild play there as he hit a double into center field, went all the way to the wall, and Douglas, a good effort to recover that ball, fired it in. Where is that? Steve, I'm sure, knows the scoring in that out.
Well, that's a lot of numbers in that out, as we saw lots of throws.
So 4, 3, 6, 5, 4, 8 on the out, or something like that. Center fielder came in to help out.
Jared Edmondson.
Edmondson batting now. He pops that one up, foul, backing out of play. 2 outs here in this home opener. Let's get excited now. The Newport Gulls have given up 4 runs.
Josh Laracy has given him 4 runs here, and now it's 12-8.
They still lead it by 4. 2 outs. Laracy with the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a pop-up back and out of play on America's Cup Avenue. Now lands on those new bleachers. Breaks a couple of them. No, I'm only kidding. Those are brand new bleachers. That good stuff.
The batter, 1 more, and the game is over.
Jared Edmondson batting now at first baseman. He has struck out 2 times today. He's also flown out, and he got a single back in the...
Lacey with the 0-2 pitch. Ball 1 low. It's 1-2. Bases empty. 4 runs home in the inning.
Let's hear it, Gulls fans. 1 more.
Lacey with the 1-2 pitch. Ball 2. Count is even.
This game cannot just end for the Newport Gulls.
It's been a
and
long
for Josh
one.
Laracy.
A grinder earlier on, and the Gulls really blew it open midway through the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes to pitch. Outside, ball 3. Wendell got crossed up. Now a full count. They come to their feet at Cardines Field. 900 of them. Fans of the Newport Gulls.
Fans, let's hear it. 2 strikes, 3 and 2 pass.
Josh Lacey looks in for the sign. The payoff pitch. Ball 4 outside. So another base runner in the inning. And the game will continue.
John Welch coming up to bat now. He's the second baseman. John Welch will be the 8th man to bat for Concord this inning.
And tying run is now in the hole on double deck. Earlier, the tying run stood at the plate. That's back when they were down by 8. They're only down by 4 now. Been a 4-run inning for Concord. The pitch. On the outside corner, a cold strike. Runner at first. 12-8 our score. 2 outs. Top of the 9th inning. Newport Gulls trying to win the home opener, the season opener for the league here at Cardines Field. The pitch. Swinging a line drive. Base hit in the right field. Another hit comes in this inning. The leadoff runner is rounding second all the way to third, and he'll be into second with a double. John Welch keeps the hits coming for Concord. Now the tying run will come into the on-deck circle. No action in the Gulls bullpen. Lacey really been shaken up here. 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs. He cannot get that 3rd out.
Jason Whitehouse.
Whitehouse. Jay Whitehouse is the batter now.
Whitehouse.
And now a pitcher is going to be sent out there to the bullpen. Let's see who that is. It's like number 25. We'll check our rosters. Conference out on the mound. It's going to be a safe situation if this keeps going on.
Actually, looks like Nathan Metag. I think that number 25 is the catcher.
So Nathan Mittag now warming up in the Gulls bullpen. And here comes head coach Tommy Atkinson out to talk with Lassie. All right, that isn't Coach Atkinson, actually. That looks like the pitching coach. We'll see what happens here. Runners at second and third. Lassie has been hammered here. There's a shot of the bullpen. It is Metag warming up. Metag, a right-handed pitcher, had to walk out to the bullpen. Bullpen was empty for the Gulls. They thought they had this game locked up with an 8-run lead. 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Jay Whitehouse stands in at the plate.
Of course, we remember that Jay got that home run back in the 2nd inning.
Lassie's pitch on the outside corner, a called strike. A home run here would put the Quarry Dogs within a run. Dangerous situation for Newport now. They still trail by 4, Concord does. Here's the next pitch. In there, strike 2, so the conference paid off.
Keep it going.
And once again, they come to their feet at Cardines Field. Lassie looking to close this game for the Gulls. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul, fisted around the plate area, off the netting. He stayed alive. This season opener has been a long one. 12-8 our score. Not a pitcher's duel by any means. It's been a night for the batters all evening long. Lassie. A long look in, waiting for the sign. Likes what he sees. Winds, kicks and deals. Up and away with a fastball, missing ball 1. 1-2. This game must end for the Gulls. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a line drive. That's a hit in the right field. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Here's the throw to the plate. It is.
He dropped the ball.
He dropped the ball. Not in time. So all of a sudden, it's a save situation. 12-10 our score. Another hit given up by Lassie, and that will do it for him. It must do it for him. That Metag is nearly warmed up in the bullpen.
Baseman, number 2.
They're just buying time now.
Schaefer.
Let's see what happens. It looks like... Oh, Lassie's still out there. Lassie will still face Schaefer. A runner at second, tying run at the plate. 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. The pitch. Outside ball 1. The go-ahead run is in the on-deck circle for the Quarry Dogs. Here's Lassie's 0-1 pitch. In there again, strike 2. Or rather, in there for strike 1. It's 1-1. 2 outs, 1-1. Lassie worries about the runner at second. The pitch. Swing and a ground ball chopper. The second base for shortstop has it. Fires the first in time. The ball game is over. A Fronte to Murphy, and finally, this 9th inning comes to an end. It was a 6-run inning for the Concord Quarry Dogs. They came within 2 runs, but the Newport Gulls persevered and win it. Steve.
Well, of course, we saw a pretty exciting game in the first 2 innings, and then pitchers locked down the offense in the middle innings, and of course, Concord looked like they were coming back there in the 9th. But once again, it was an offensive night, and we should have the totals coming up next.
Our final score, 12-10, Newport Gulls. They win the home opener. They win the season opener. And they look to start a great season here in 2005. You're watching the Newport Gulls Television Network. We'll be back with more on the postgame show as we continue on the NGTN. Well, back here once again at Cardines Field in Newport. The Newport Gulls win the home opener, 12-10, the final score in the season opener for the entire New England Collegiate Baseball League. With the totals for the Newport Gulls is Steve Owanski.
Thank you, Nick. Of course, Concord, the Concord Quarry Dogs, got 14 hits, 2 home runs. They have, of course, had that 6-run 9th inning rally in the field. They got 3 errors, 2 errors by Mike Mongiardini, the starting pitcher for Concord, who also had that collapse in the first and second innings. He gave up 3 runs
Pitching overall, the Concord pitchers got 5 strikeouts and 5 walks. And of course, Matt Blake, the losing pitcher for Concord today. For the Newport Gulls, 12 hits, 2 home runs as well. Wendell, the catcher, went 2 for 4 with a single and a double. And Michael Franti, the returning Newport Gull, in his first game back, went 2 for 5. Great defensive plays out there, a couple diving stops. In the field, 2 errors for the Newport Gulls. Pitching, Paul Nardozzi is the winning pitcher tonight. 6 strikeouts for him, 3 earned runs. Of course, Josh Larsey, who pitched for most of the end of the game, had that 9th inning collapse, gave up 5 hits, a home run, 4 earned runs. 10 batters came to the plate for Concord in the 9th inning, of course. But of course, Newport able to hold on. 12-10 final score.
Of course, Sean McGill in his first at bat back in a Newport Gulls uniform. That's Newport Gulls play of the game right there. The 3-run homer in the last half of the first inning for Sean McGill. Back here for his 2nd season of the Gulls and hits at his first at bat. 3-run home run. Well, it was quite a game, Steve, and a very exciting game for this home opener. We saw 4 home runs in the game, and overall, it was just a great performance for both teams.
It's true, the ball got knocked all over the place. You got to see a couple of pitchers crying. That's always fun to see for all the baseball purists out there. And it's a good game, and looks like a good start to the season.
Maybe not a great performance defensively, but that's expected here in the NECBL. These players have never played with each other before. Very few of them have anyway, and just getting used to this is the way things happen out there in the field, the way they communicate, the way they throw the ball around the bases. Well, that'll improve as the season goes on, and I'm sure this offensive power will continue to improve as well. The Newport Gulls tonight with 2 home runs, and we hope to see many more. That's always a fun thing to call those. Well, the Newport Gulls win it tonight, 12-10, the final score on the home opener. We'll be back to have a closing word and wrap things up on this season opening game next, as we continue on the 2nd season of the Newport Gulls television network. Back here now, one final time at Cardines Field in Newport. Newport Gulls win tonight, 12-10, the final score, defeating the Concord Quarry Dogs in this season opener. The only game in the NECBL today. The rest of the season, the rest of the league, I should say, starts their season tomorrow. I'd like to thank those who made our broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball is Steve Andrade. Our director tonight was Tom Leamer, producer Dan Statsworks. Audio technician was Mike Antonelli, our on-site engineer John Bernier. The associate producer for this evening was Mr. Raymond Ballard. On our cameras, Ryan Betancourt and Peter Siacci. And for Steve Owanski, I'm Nick Lima. The Newport Gulls win tonight, 12-10, the final score. We'll have many more broadcasts for you throughout the entire season on the NGTN. I'd like to thank you all for watching tonight and hope you continue to tune in. Upcoming this season, of course, we'll have the playoffs, the Team USA game, and the NECBL All-Star game. That game, of course, will be covered by ESPN, along with many other special events and broadcasts coming up in the next few weeks. Well, one final time, Newport Gulls win it tonight here at Cardines Field, 12-10, the final score. They win the home opener and looking forward to a great season. Once again, for Steve Owanski, I'm Nick Lima. Until our next broadcast, so long, everybody.